Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, playing Tell Me Why, and in this video I'll be showing you how to grab all the collectibles in Episode 1, as well as all of the missable achievements. Currently, Episode 1 is available as a part of Xbox Game Pass, and I'll leave a link to download it via the description below. Now, Episode 2 will launch 1 week after Episode 1, and Episode 3 will launch 1 week after that. At the time of recording, Episode 2 and 3 do not have any achievements, but they might be added down the line. Now, this game is created by Don't Nod Entertainment, which is why it looks very similar to the Life is Strange series. And as with those, in my videos, I will try to avoid spoilers to the best of my abilities. Now, in Tell Me Why Episode 1, we have a total of 5 collectibles to grab. Even though there is not an achievement for grabbing all of the collectibles in the episode, I do think they could add an achievement for grabbing all of the collectibles in all 3 episodes down the line, so I want to make sure everyone is covered. Additionally, there are a lot of missable achievements, which didn't really exist in Life is Strange, and I'll make sure to show you those as well. Now, the first collectible you'll unlock is actually automatically gained as a part of the story, so you really can't miss it. However, the first missable achievement you can grab is attained once you reach the Ronin house, and the achievement is called This is Despicable, the description reading, "When we say it's locked, it's locked." And for this, instead of trying to go into the house, go to the shed on the right-hand side, interact with the door a total of 3 or more times. You'll just get the same repetitive thing letting you know that the door is locked, but eventually the achievement will unlock.
Hey, it's locked, all right.
Now, our next collectible is found underneath the house. You will need to go here for the story, so don't worry. As you make your way around the first corner, you can go left or to the right. If you go to the right, you'll find a small dead end, but you'll also find collectible number 2 on the ground, pretty much in the middle. This one is hard to miss as long as you end up in this little back room. Also, each collectible has their own little backstory in the menu, so feel free to pause the game and listen to it if you're interested. Now, the next missable achievement we have is called Crafty Goblins for solving the puzzle on Mary Ann's door. And it is actually possible to just break the door open, although I don't think a lot of people will end up doing that. You will need to figure out the puzzle or just use this video. I actually have a separate video explaining the entire process as to how you figure it out. But the solution is moose, bear, and pelican. If you put those in, the door will open and you'll gain access. Next up, we have collectible number 3, which is gained once you're inside of Mary Ann's room, just after the puzzle door. You'll gain control of Tyler and go behind the bed, and you'll notice a crafty goblin on the ground here. I believe this is the Ice Princess. Now, collectible number 4 is attained once you reach the store and after Tessa comes into the store and then goes into her office. Once this happens, this is after you buy the groceries, the door to her office will be opened, and now you can go to the cupboard on the kind of far end of the room, and once you open up the cupboard, you should see a pretty obvious crafty goblin here, and this is the pelican, so make sure you grab it and you'll have number 4.
What's this doing here?
Next, we're going to go for the achievement called Full Confession, and this is for making Tessa tell you everything she knows. So after she enters the store, you want to go to her office and talk to her, and when prompted, you'll have to ask her what she knows about Mary Ann. And so the prompt will be your fight with Mary Ann. She'll give you a little bit of a BS answer, and eventually you'll leave her office and say, we should probably figure out exactly what she knows, but she won't tell us unless we have some evidence. So we're going to need all of that evidence, and you can actually just talk to her and leave without figuring out the whole story. So this is definitely missable. The first thing you want to do is talk to Tom, and when prompted, you want to ask him about the song. This was for me the A prompt, and it says, remember that one song? He'll go on a long story, and then he'll play that song on the radio in the store. You can then walk forward into this first aisle, use the right trigger to find the memory of Mary Ann dancing in the store before a small conversation with Tessa happens. This is also important as we need this information. Then move towards Tessa's office and you'll see another memory, this one just by the freezers of the fresh fish. So you'll have to replay that memory as well. Tessa and Marianne will get into a little bit of an argument and then she will leave the store. You are now ready to go inside of Tessa's office and you need 2 pieces of evidence once inside here. The first one you'll need is to go onto the computer and look up the Alliance for Traditional Families email on her computer. This will start a small conversation with Tyler and it will pin a little icon onto the top right corner of your screen, which means that you have this information now. And you have to remember it, but I'll let you know what exactly to choose anyways. Now, before talking to Tesla, also go into the cabinet. Here, we just picked up a collectible earlier, but there's also a book on the left-hand side. Now, you can only examine the inside of this book if you've looked at the memories outside of the office. So if you're reading the book, turn the page to the 3rd page, and this will be Marianne's page. I'm going to click down on the D-pad to see the text, but basically all you need to know here is that in October of 2004, Marianne stopped paying some of her debts off. At this point, you should also have 2 clues in the top right corner of your screen, which means you are now ready to talk to Tessa and confront her with all of your new information. So basically, just start the conversation with Tessa, and you'll be asked a bunch of questions, and you have to make sure you answer them correctly based on the information we already know. So you want to start the conversation by saying, "We remembered details." She'll eventually ask you about the date of when this stuff happened, and the response for this is October 2004. The conversation will then continue, and she will basically prompt you, and you will have to say, "You told her about the camp." This will get her to ask about what camp you're talking about, and the correct answer and reply to this is...
What camp?
The Virtue Seekers Youth Camp. If you get all 3 of these answers correctly, Tessa will begin telling you the entire story about the argument with Marianne and more details about your past. This scene will eventually completely end, and once you leave this scene, the achievement called Full Confession will unlock. This one is a little bit longer and a little bit more involved, but I think I did a decent job explaining it, so hopefully you didn't miss this one. But pretty complex for a Life is Strange game, or a Life is Strange type game. Next up, we have the Hacking 101 achievement. This one is for finding the password to the police station. So you'll enter into the police station, go upstairs, and talk to Eddie. He'll give you the keys to the break room. Now, I have a separate video showing you exactly what to do if you want to figure out the actual solution. But for this video, I'm going to skip all of that and just give you the answer. With the keys, just enter the reception desk area using this door right here before going to the break room. Once you open up the door, you can interact with the computer, and you can just start inputting passwords for random people. I actually spent a while here just trying to guess passwords, but there is actually a very unique solution, and there's only one solution. That solution is to go to the user Denise Wilson and type in the password Salem. Once you do this, it'll open up the computer, you can read through their emails, and you can back out to get the Hacking 101 achievement. But I will have a separate video if you want to actually learn about how you find out this password. It is actually kind of more in-depth and pretty cool to find out. Then we'll eventually gain access into the break room area, and before sitting down to drink the coffee, stay in the locker room for a while with Tyler. You can try to interact with the locker, and he'll play some basketball. He'll ask about the locker, and eventually, on his own, he will sit down on the bench. And as Allison, you want to press A to talk to him and sit down next to him. Now, you'll have a small conversation where you can talk about dreams and nightmares, as well as some other things. This conversation lasts about 2 minutes, so I would recommend just pressing through the nightmares and the Eddie dialogue, and afterwards, you can say that you're ready to go. And once you get up, you'll get the We Need to Talk achievement, which is also missable, and you don't actually have to have this conversation to complete the game. Last but not least, collectible number 5. You'll eventually go into the break room, you'll have coffee, and you'll gain access into this back room through the window, where you had a memory of something that occurred in the past. But after that memory, you can just go inside and start looking through things, and in the back corner behind the shelf, you can find the 5th and final collectible. You want to make sure you grab this one so you have all the collectibles just in case for the next episode. we don't actually unlock an achievement for having them yet. Nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and share it with a friend. I will have videos for episode 2 and 3 in the future, so make sure you subscribe. A special thank you to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Shout out William Seaman, Puffy Vins, and Elder Ghost. I'll see you soon. Peace.